In this last year, I just really see how God is orchestrating every single thing in my life. Like every day that something happens. And I didn't know what a synchronicity was, but I looked it up. And one thing that's a synchronicity is seeing certain numbers, like repeating numbers. And I keep seeing 7's and 17's in my life every time something significant happens. And so, like my car is 17 years old, and it was an '07. And also the model of the car you can add up to be, let's see, 7, if you add up the numbers in that as well. Like the Econoline 250, 2 plus 5 is 7. So it's an '07 that's 17 years old, and the model number adds up to 7. My dog licenses, they all have 17's in them, and they go in order, to where the middle one is 777. It's 776, 777, 778, and just everything. And like the vet that I just went to, the numbers of the reviews and the number of the address, it adds up to 7 and 17 depending on how you add it together. So this is the first time I remember clicking on this thing in a while. I normally don't click on this, but I clicked on this thing that says channel details, and then I see 7's and 17's in here. Not everything is a 7 or a 17, but there is usually always a 17 and a 7, or 1, or both. So, like, that's not significant. Nobody sees my videos. I guess they're still being, like, shadow banned. This number also is not significant. I just pump out videos all the time, so there's a ton of them. I think this one is significant here. So let's see if this is significant. I've got a calculator here. So 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 plus 5 equals 17. Now, this is something that I couldn't control. Like, I can control the number of videos that I make. So, you know, that could be significant. But here's my 17. Okay? And then I go down to the next one, and I joined on January 7th. So that's a 1 and a 7, which is a 17. And it's 2007. And that also has your 20 in it, which I have another prophetic message with the number 20, which I can make a separate video about. But I didn't join on any specific date intentionally. I don't even know why I joined. I think it was to save certain channels that I was watching. And this was only a few years after college. Yeah, I think that there was some channels that I liked, so I just joined so that it would save them. And 2007 is quite a few years ago. So I have 1 and 7, which is 17. And I have the 20. If you guys know about any prophecy relating to 20 and the 2020 election. And then I also have 07. So I have a 7 and a 17 in here. So possibly 2 7's and 1 17, depending how you look at it, plus also the 20, which relates to the period in Revelations where the saints are overcome by the devils. And this number of views here adding up to 17. So not every number is significant, but whenever I add them up to find 7's and 17's, I do it the same way. I just add all the numbers up. And this, if this had equaled 16 instead, then I would add the 1 to the 6 to equal a 7. So I do stretch it a little, but it happens way more than it should to be a coincidence. And it's like every time. And with the dog licenses, I seriously had a 7, 7, 7. And this was using a 1 and a 6. So the 1 plus 6 equals 7. And then the other numbers were 7's. And this is because it was the only way I could have a 7, 7, 7 and a 17 in the same number. You can't make this stuff up. Like, everything that happens in my life is totally planned.